All right, class, welcome to yet another installment of Assignments This Week. Now, after last week, we delved into a bit of access. Now, as I probably explained, we can't go into too great a depth of access just for main reasons. Macs don't have it, so those who have Macs can't actually do anything in it. And two, there really isn't enough time. Access itself could warrant an entire course all alone. So last week we spent a bit of time seeing how essentially access databases are created. This week we talk about the other part of database. There are two things you can do with a database: build it and then search it, or in this case, query it. So I just have a couple of little introductions into how to query access databases. Queries, of course, can be done multiple different ways. You can go in and use the query wizard, which is kind of like a point and click, drag and drop type thing. You can use the query, uh, well, okay. You can use the query wizard. You can use the query design is the other one. That's what I'm looking for. And that's generally the one you're going to want to use because even if you use the wizard, you're going to have to go to the design anyway. And then, of course, you could type it all out using SQL, which is called Structured Query Language. So that we're not going to get into. But you will see a little bit of the other two in these little trainings. Now with that, that would end our little quick foray into Access, which means we move into PowerPoint next. Now, all the pictures and everything you need for PowerPoint is here. And as you can see, there's some cute little doggos here, along with a couple of other pictures. And you can simply just right-click, save image, put it in your pictures, or wherever you need, and you can insert them when it's time to insert them. This starts on page 1, goes to 64, although the first several pages tend to be, here's PowerPoint and here's how it works. So you probably could skip ahead into the point to where it tells you to make a slide and start changing themes and stuff. That's about where it begins. Now, PowerPoint itself is, well, a presentation software. And I have a little bit of a lecture over that here. But if you want the quick rundown, well, it's used for presentations. Now, a lot of people tend to use it too much, and also don't include a lot of the cooler features like transitions properly, uh, animations especially. If your slide doesn't have any animations in it, you're not doing it right. Things like that would make a PowerPoint far, far more interesting to watch. But there's your assignments. Now, as of the week of this video, final exams are coming up, so I would either post these now or earlier. If I post them earlier, then, well, you'll see this final exam thing's already been there and I should have already mentioned it in a message. If not, then you can check it now. Check the dates, times. Typically there's 3. 2 during the day and 1 I have a Zoom during the night for perhaps those who work during the day and can't actually make it. There is usually some other options like calling e-learning and setting up proctors. A lot of teachers get together and do kind of group uh, testing. So you can go to other instructors' testing times as well. Just make sure that it's within the time frame of like the week that we're doing final exams. You can't take this final exam like 2 weeks early. You can't take it a week later. It has to be during the week of final exams. So if that is on there, and I haven't mentioned it yet, make sure you go on there and this little discussion board, post what specifically time you want to come. That way I know when to expect you. Dates and times should be posted. Any further questions, just feel free to shoot me an email.